Welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be previewing today's meeting from Greyville on the turf track, the 27th of September. Just before we start, just a few things. For persons who are listening for the first time, Outside of Genie is not a tipping service. What we do is we analyze the form and then we give you, punter, the outsider selections that you can add into your play in order for you to receive the bigger payouts. Um, we also, this video is sponsored by Northwest Online Bloodstock, which in joint venture with Team G Racing, Gavin Van Sale, have to put together a package where you can buy into free race horses for a very low amount, also getting involved in racehorse ownership. You will also find us on Twitter and Instagram, as well as our contact details, 0835855133. Now we are, we are nearing the end of the month, and Outside of Genie has put together this package for you. If you sign up before the 30th of September, you can sign up for October and November at a very special price of 500 Rand for both of the months. So that will give you a 50% discount of our normal price of 500 Rand per month. When you subscribe to Outside of Genie, you get race by race selections, outright winner, and 2 possible outsider selection, 2 daily recommended all-to-come doubles, value bets to play each way, normally 6-1, best bets of the day, no odds on. You can find your odds on yourself. Outside of Genie will help you to find the best bet with value. We also give suggested trifectas and quartet selections. You can play them as is, add on, or use some of the numbers. The same for the PA and the pick 6. We give you a selection which you can play affordable, or you can add on to that or use some of those numbers. You will be getting your selections in this form on a one page, which you can actually print or do whatever you want. Just keep it on your phone. We give you the race by race selections, pick 6, PA, trifecta and quartet, value bets, best bet of the day, and then we give you a all-to-come double. So that is in our play, that is in our, for now, let's move on to the day's racing. Now, if we, I just want to say on today's card again is a very, very difficult card again. I would suggest take a break with family and take time off, because on this card, you can only lose your money, and that is for sure. But let's continue with our preview. Let's look at the betting. Race 1 is a 1200 meters over the turf track. 14 Makara 11-10. Winter Whistle 3-1. Lundy Island 12-1, 12-1. Solder. Captain Ariano 16-1, 16-1. Number 1 Umzunduzi 18-1, 18-1. Rackwell Skull and 25-1, and longer the rest. Now, when they bet like 2 horses 12-1 the field, you must know that this race is, I don't think this race is cut and dried, but the favorite here is number 14 Makara versus Getrix Philippe by Dubawi Me. That finished well on a debut over 1400 meters, over 1200 meters, but unfortunately he's drawn 14. And that at the Greyville track is not the best draw to have. So definitely not a sure winner. Let's have a look at number 2. At number 1. Before I continue, I just want to mention, I'm between 2 places here. Some people want me to do more, discuss more of the horses. Some people want me to make the video shorter. So what I'm now doing is I'm discussing my outright selections and my 2 outsiders that I think, and here and there maybe another horse, to try and keep the video at decent length. So here's number 1, Justin Snave, Act of War filly. Did debut a month or so ago and was hanging out at the end. But what caught my eye was the 23.3 second fastest 400 to finish. That definitely shows me that the horse has got ability running on at the end. And I think today from draw one will definitely be running on at the end, as goes for number two, London Island. Also nicely drawn. Didn't run too bad. Last time out 23.5, before that 23.9. It's relative not it's not that bad. So number keeper out of number one and two were outside the selections. Now let's move on to race number three. Now here we have a graduation plate. Maiden. Sorry, we must move on to race number two. I apologize. Race number two is a graduation plate, and over 1100 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here's the betting. Number three, Captain Opie, 11 to 10. Kaison, 15 to 4. Hampton Court, 55 to 1. Training Master, 8 to 1. Boulder Rise, 9 to 1. Happy Wanderer, 10 to 1. And Captain Elidor, 10 to 1. Scratch number 6, Dandello. Now, normally when one look at these type of races, you would go for the best handicap, which was number 6, which is withdrawn. 4, Captain Eliodor, Training Master, Captain Opie, and Happy Wonder. Happy Wonder. But my selection is number 5, which is Kaysen, Give Me the Green Light by Yosha Johnson me. Now, this horse only had 2 runs. For the first time out, it dawdled in by 2.6 on the Grable 1,000 meters, 1,200 meters, and then behind whatever it takes. Then it ran in a small future behind Gold 6 and 6.2 lengths behind. Now coming back to the 1,000, which I think will suit this horse, and getting the minus 2.5, leaving him with 52 and a half to carry, whereby some of the other horses, Captain Opie, carrying 58, giving this horse giving this horse 5.5 kilograms. And I do believe that 5 Kaysen will be the winner of this race. And I did also make it my best bet for the day because I couldn't find another best bet or something with better form. And I believe Case in this race will be hard to beat. Then other horses that you can look at is number 2, Training Water is also is in the best handicap. I think is now second best. Has been running in future races now back to a graduation plate. Definitely in with a chance. Captain Opie also in with a chance, but carrying 58. And then number 8, Bolter Rise, and also a horse that I think it's a global view, only carrying 55. Yeah, ran in a big future on Gold Cup Day. Now back in a graduation plate. I think 8 Bolter Rise and also in with a chance. So let's move on to race number 3, where we have a 2,000-meter maiden plate for fillies and mares. Very open race. Number 8, Pinch Me, 11 to 10. Q for You, 7 to 2. Girl from Ipanema, 11 to 2. Cool Apache, 7 to 1. Number 1, Golden Duck, 8 to 1. 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So here my selection. I'm going to go down to number 10. Q for You. So 4-year-old only has had 3 runs, but first time out over this distance, although drawn 10, but was running well. Last time out, 3.2 lengths behind Treasure Pearl. And I do believe Q for You, based on her breeding, this distance will suit her. So watch out for number 10, Q for You. Then outsider selections that you can have a look at is Cool Apache. Will also be suited to this longer distance. Did debut well, 23.4, second fastest to 400 last time out over the shorter distance. And I do believe that if the 1,200 meters will be up this 3-year-old filly's alley. And then also let's look at number 7, which is Girl from Ipanema, already a 4-year-old, has had a couple of chances, already 15 races, but hasn't found a winner's box yet, but do keep on running places. So one of these days will probably pop up and surprise when not expected. Just if you do a pixie, just pop in number 3, Retrail. I did give it last time out. It did disappoint, but 1 or 2 runs before that didn't run too bad. And that's the type of surprise that can upset the apple cart in the first leg of the pick 6. So let's move on to race number 4, which is a merit rated 86 Class C, average merit rating 81 over 1900 meters. Race number 4 is number 6, Teleangus, 2-1, Backpacker 9-2, 11-2, Matterhorn 13-2, Brilliant Disguise, Great Warrior 13-2, 7-1, Smart Socks 11-1, and longer the rest. Yeah, also a very difficult race. Let's have a look here. My selection is number 2, Backpacker. Last time out, Luke Ferraris was sitting a little bit behind. They brought the horse around, and I think it took the horse to the front and won cozily. And I do believe the Silvano is very well bred. Gap here has also won a few races. I see they paid 800,000 for this horse because of that breeding. Yeah, I don't know if this horse will recoup that, but I do believe on breeding, this horse might be maturing now. And my first choice, number 2, Backpacker. Then for outsider selections, we're looking at number 1, Matterhorn. Also won well last time out. Currently in the betting at 11-2. And also won well Lyle Hewitson. The 2 up-and-coming young rebels against the other, I think will be a race to watch. And then number 4, my other outsider selection, Smart Socks. He's always there and thereabouts, can also be involved in the finish, so definitely include into your selections. Let's just have a look here at Teleangus. Teleangus, Anton Marcus won over it last time out over the 1600 meters. Now going a little bit further, but I don't think it should be a problem. Can also be involved in the finish. Also Brilliant Disguise, that ran bound Backpacker, and they are close to each other, so can also Muzi Yeni also trying his best, can also be a factor. Let's move on to race number 5, which is a Pinnacle Stakes over 1400 meters. So let's have a look here at the betting. Here we have number 8, Priceless Ruler 28-10, Vainkelder 9-2, Silent Crusade 11-2, Ishana 6-1, Solid Gold 6-1, 8-1, and better the rest. Here my selection go to number 5, Silent Crusade. As you can see, it's also the best weighted handicap in the race, and I do believe that today will be Silent Cruise's day. Again, this jockey is riding well at the moment, and this horse was behind Goodest Prize last time, but before that beat Linear. Linear came out and won very easily. Before that was running in futures behind Pretty Young Thing and Roy Rivera, has beaten Generous Lady, which has come out and won again. 1.75 behind O Susanna, and this is very potent form. I do believe Silent Crusade at 11-2, a really good value for money. Then my other selection, outsider selection, number 2, Solid Gold. Now, Solid Gold is a has been running thereabouts. I did one last time out. Before that, ran behind Eden Drop in a big future, and then also ran close to Generous Lady, which has also won again, and has had some solid runs. So Solid Gold definitely inclusion into your play. Other outsider selections here is number 9. Now, Sniper Shot is not in a base weighted handicap, but I can tell you, I know for a fact that Sniper Shot won a long time ago, won a future race here at Greyville over 1200 meters, but a 1400 meter is not a problem. And I do believe that this horse has got the ability to upset in this race, maybe not win, but do include in your quartets, because if you do come in, it will definitely boost the dividend. So then let's move down to race number 6. Before I go to race number 6, I just want to draw your attention to another matter. Here is the information that we have put together a syndicate where the man in the street, the punter and the tote, or play from home punter, will be able to also share in the thrill of racehorse of horse racing. You can be part of an ownership of 3 racehorses, 2 of them currently racing and not far from winning. and one is a very well, but a 2-year-old that will probably make its debut January, February. For the small ones of outlay of 2,050, which can be paid in 2 installments, and the above fee includes all cost and training fees for 12 months. The syndicate will be managed by Northwest Online Bloodstock. For more info, you can visit our website, the nwob.co.za, or call or WhatsApp 0612310193. So back to racing again. Here we have a merit rated 70 handicap over 1600 meters, Class D, average merit rated 69. Let's have a look there at the betting. The betting as follows. Galway 28-10, Roy Psycho 92, Gables Track 6-1, Fade to Black 8-1, Night Warrior 10-1, Captain Turk 10-1, 12-1, and better than the rest. Also a very open race, and I've seen what happened today. A lot of the horses that are fancy are wide, is got running from wide draws, and that makes it very difficult. And from there to win from there. So in this race, especially, I'm going for number 2, Night Warrior. This horse is always there and thereabouts. 1.5 behind Smart Socks, 3.7 behind Farlon. Farlon, not a bad horse. So he did one over the poly over 1400 meters. But I don't think the turf track is a problem. And from draw 2 and the 10-1 today, I think this horse has got a decent chance to win this race. And at 10-1, you cannot get hurt. Other selections that we can do, we look at outside the selections, Fade to Black did win his maiden last time out, has been placed. I just got a feeling that maybe this horse can, maybe maintain his form. Lately, I've seen a lot of horses who win their maiden and then go out and won again. And there's one from this stable, Hop, Skip, and Jump. He won his maiden plus 2 other races, and the other day just got beaten on the post. So definitely a trend that I see now develops, whereby in the older days you could have bypassed a horse that just won its maiden, but not so anymore. Then here's the favorite Galway, also from 10, drawn 10. Definitely have a chance. As it won last time out. And definitely you have a chance, but the draw might be a problem. And also here for number 14, but for the draw, number 14 would have been one of my first choices in this race, but unfortunately, I do think that the draw will be a factor in this race. Then let's move on to race number 7. Race number 7 is a merit rated 79 handicap over 1600 meters, Class C, average merit rating 78. Yes, have a look at the betting. Quick Star 3-1, Sovereign Soldier 6-1, Cool Running 7-1, Rockcliffe 7-1, What a Blast 15-2, Seamaster 9-1, 12-1, Antigonus 14-1, and longer the rest. Yeah, here's my selection. Is also a horse that's been drawn wide, but I've been following this horse, and I do believe that the stable is in form, the jockey is in form. Unfortunately, draw 11. Antigonus now running in a 78, so it's been running in the same class. Last time out behind Vaal in midfield, no Fred, but has beaten Quick Star before, and they're currently running on the same way difference. And that day was drawn 13 out of 15 on Scottsville, which is also a difficult draw. And I do feel that Antigonus can run a forward race again and be involved in the finish here. Other horses to look at is number 12. You see, this is where I'm talking about. They're all drawn wide. Tommy Grant has run against some decent opposition, 103, 82, 85, 67, 76. So I don't know what happened last time. I ignored that run. But before that, has run some decent races. Now getting the -2.5. Here's 13, What a Blast. Also in with a chance that ran second last time out behind the Mangoes, but also drawn 13. Here's 14, Sovereign Soldier. Also the same situation. Widely drawn, but has run a third and 2 seconds in his last race. That ran against Quick Star a few runs ago. So all in all, a very difficult field to make a selection because of the wide draws of the fancied runners. Now we move on to race number 8, which is a maiden plate over 1600 meters. And let's have a look at the betting. The betting is as follows. Number 8, Spirit of My Fate, 2-1. Silent Palace, 28-10. Predator, 6-1. Captain Seegers, 13-2. Red Rock Canyon, 14-1. Instinctive Power, 16-1. 20-1, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at it here at race number 8, where my first selection is number 6, Captain Seeger, Lyle Hewitson for Paul Lafferty. This horse ran well behind Good Time Guy last time out, 25.1 second fastest to 400, but has done a 23-8 over the 1200. Then my second selection is number 5, Predator. I do believe this horse also ran well last time, definitely in with a chance. Here's number 1. Red Rock Canyon has run in Kenilworth before, came back now to KwaZulu-Natal, and also a horse from draw 1 that has definitely got a chance. The favorite being number 8, Spirit of My Fate. Also Dennis Dry and Sean Wheel, the jockey, stable select jockey is on the 8. But I do believe there are plenty of horses with chances in this field. Mangari also ran a forward race last time out, getting the -4 can also be involved. Instinctive Power as the Miller and Aris combination, they are also getting the winners lately, but drawn 12. Montana Sky tried from the front last time, but was outrun lately, but also drawn 13. So that then brings us to the end of our preview for the day. I hope I can point you in the right direction. I hope you make a few rand today. And as I always say, break a leg.